This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter Dub and welcome you to another sports catastrophe on this day. And on this day, May the 14th, 1996, 25 years ago, it was a great moment for the New York Yankees, even though there was a former New York Met who did this. But Dwight Gooden threw a no-hitter. And I may be thinking, wait a minute, Dwight Gooden's no-hitter? Why the heck are you doing it on that? There's been plenty of no-hitters. In fact, there's been 4 this year. But there's a reason for everything, as the saying goes. And the main reason is because that Dwight Gooden was in a dark place and basically he came back through. Doc had been a superstar for the New York Mets from 1984 to 1994. And then he turned out to be part of the Yankees, Indians, Astros, and Devil Rays. He almost won 200 games in his career, only 194 wins and 2,200 plus strikeouts. He looked good. I mean, he won the Rookie of the Year. He led the National League in strikeouts by a pitcher. He won the NL Cy Young Award and actually had most wins, best ERA, and most strikeouts. 24-4, 1.53, and 268. In case you want to know, he helped the Mets win the '86 World Series, and he was effective. However, fortunately, cocaine and alcohol addiction ruined Gooden, and basically, he had troubles. He wasn't able to pitch the '95 season because he was suspended due to a positive drug test. Then he came to the Yankees in '96 and pitched the no-hitter against the Seattle Mariners and helped the team get to a World Series battle and all that. Unfortunately, his troubles with addiction continued after his retirement from baseball, and he was in jail for 7 months for violating his parole. So Dwight was this huge guy and all that. Lots of strikeouts and all that. He was actually the youngest player to appear in an All-Star game when he was on the mound in the 5th inning in 1984. 84 All-Star game. He actually struck out Lance Parrish, Chat Lemon, and Alvin Davis. Pretty decent hitters. So yeah, that was pretty good. He did pretty good. He was Rookie of the Year. And then 1985 was just amazing. I mean, 24 wins in one season is hard to believe. 268 strikeouts and a ERA under 2. That's like, how did he do that? He was just like, what the heck? He actually set a record for best quality start percentage in a given season, as Dwight Gooden had 33 of them in 35 games. A quality start is if someone goes through, 6 or more innings and does not give up more than 3 earned runs. And of course, with 1.53 ERA, why would he have terrible quality starts and all that? So Dwight Gooden looked good and all that. He was 21 and he looked good and all that. I mean, he once had a 50 start span of 37-5 and all that. It was pretty good. He helped the Mets win the '86 World Series, obviously. But unfortunately, the '86 World Series was where Gooden really sucked. He didn't get past the 5th inning in either of his 2 starts. But the Mets won the World Series anyway. However, one of the biggest mistakes Gooden did was not attend the team's victory parade. He would actually admit after his career that he used drugs at a Steelers apartment, and basically that's why he wasn't there. Unfortunately, Gooden had drug problems and misconduct with the police and all that. Yeah. Gooden would test positive for cocaine during spring training. He would have to enter rehab. and didn't make a start in the major leagues till June 5th. Gooden still did pretty well for the 87 Mets despite missing a third of the season. However, they said that Gooden's drug use and missed games basically left the Mets not willing to and not able to defend their World Series title. He did pretty well in 1988. He was 18-9 and all that, and did okay and all that. Unfortunately, Dwight Gooden had a chance in the 88 ALCS in Game 4 to give the Mets a 3-1 series lead. However, he gave up a tying home run to Mike Scioscia, who's not known for his home run power, and the Dodgers actually won the game and won the series in 7. Gooden would suffer a massive shoulder injury in 89, but in 1990 he would rebound with a 19-win season and 223 strikeouts. However, basically Gooden's career declined after another massive injury in 91. A lot of people said it was his early workload, not his drug problems, that led to the pitching issues, because Gooden threw a lot of pitches from the ages of 18 to 20. I mean, he threw 276 innings in his 1985 season, which is amazing. At the end of 2017, only 2 pitchers have thrown that many innings. That was Charlie Hood and Roger Clemens. Basically, Gooden lost it. So, anyway, Gooden had a lot of issues. He was accused of rape of a couple of teammates, but thankfully, charges were dropped for him. Gooden really suffered. In 93, he was 12-15, and, he wasn't really that good. However, the 93 Mets were one of the worst teams in baseball. But I do want to thank the 93 Mets for giving Tony Fernandez to Toronto for the want of one, who did we send back? Darren Jackson, I think. Oh, no, I think it was Schofield. But anyway, Gooden was okay in his very short season, but his ERA ballooned. But he tested positive for cocaine and got a 60-day suspension. He basically tested positive again while serving the suspension. And after receiving the second suspension, Gooden's wife actually found him in his bedroom with a loaded gun to his head. Thankfully, Gooden did not pull the trigger and went through a lot of things and all that. Dwight Gooden had a mural at Times Square that was there for 10 years, and then it was replaced and all that. Gooden then would resign himself to probably being bad. But in 96, he decided to sign with the Yankees as a free agent. He was sent down to the minors to work on his mechanics and had a shortened windup. In fact, he did fantastic. He no-hit the Yankees. He hit the Mariners 2-0 25 years ago, as I said. It was the first for a Yankees right-hander since Don Larson in 1956. Because the no-hitter that the Yankees did in 83 was Dave Regretti, but he was a lefty. He would finish the 96 season 11-7, which actually was good. He went through a 10-2 spurt from April through August of 96. He actually had a lot of injury and fatigue problems and did not play in the postseason for the 96 team. He did pitch in the 97 LDS against the Indians. And he actually had the lead. Unfortunately, the Yankees' bullpen faltered. That was when Mo Rivera had his first blown save as a reliever, giving up the home run to Sandy Alomar Jr. And the next time Rivera blew a save, that was 2001 World Series. He was signed with Cleveland subsequently and enjoyed moderate success and all that. He had 2 postseason games with the Indians, starts for the Indians, but they both were no decisions. Gooden had some stints with Houston and Tampa before going back to the Yankees mid-season. And it was actually a spot starter / long reliever for the Yankees. He didn't pitch in the 2000 World Series against the Mets. But he did win the World Series, so good for him. Gooden did not win a postseason game in his career. It was weird. The 86 in LCS, he did very well. He had an ERA of only 1.06 in his 2 starts. And allowed to earn runs in 17 innings, but basically the offense just didn't show for him. Gooden tried his best to do well after being cut by the Yankees in spring training 2001. Unfortunately, legal troubles would ruin him. So, yeah. Not good for him and all that. Unlike fellow New York Met of 86, Darryl Strawberry, he hasn't really cleaned up his domestic problem, his drug problems. Not good. But anyway, Dwight Gooden, at least for one night, had New York eating on the palm of his hand. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.